Hezekiah. That was so untrue. Never pass you on the road. He won't stop his motor car. Only drunk put in your load. But one day, Hezekiah said in an argument against the neighbor, Hezekiah mad. Oh Lord, so the people say, Hezekiah mad. He mad in every way.
WEFM is SPG.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, so time here in SPG, it is 7:46, and usually at this time we are expecting a call from King City Freitas. So we're just going to give him a few seconds to see if he's going to call us today. All right, so Kingsley is usually on the ball with this. So if we haven't seen a call coming in from him, it means that he's not going to be calling today. All right, so we're just going to go into our schedule of prepared topics at this time. Something is public speaking, boy. Prepared topics. All right. I think we have a comment there from somebody from before.
Somebody, well, they say I agree with all what Pigeon said, but people preach what they learn from some of those politicians. What else?
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. That's the thing. Sometimes I do wonder if we do want a kinder and gentler society. And yes, I'm using that line. Sometimes I do wonder if that is what we want, but I don't know. I think even though if a politician or politicians may encourage certain things, it really does come back down to us as the people to, not necessarily follow everything that they suggest or follow everything that they say or follow their lead. We have to know ourselves, right? But I do note that as Vincentians, we do like the confusion. We do like the heated arguments. We do like, and one of the interesting things is that you would tend to find it's the same set of people who are always in these type of discussions. It's like they're raising the pressure and they're still going back, so the pressure could continue to be raised. It's like, I think some people live for the excitement of it, but everybody had to know themselves. So yes.
Correct.
All right. So moving on in the same vein of I want to say good morning to the lady who was standing in front of me when I went by Allen's yesterday, right? So she's in front of me and I was behind, and all I did was call for a bag of bread, a penny bread, and she recognized my voice. So she stood there, she looked at me with a kind of puzzled look, and she's like, She's like, WEFM. I was like, yes, WEFM. So I just want to say good morning to that lady. This is one of those times when I'm like, oh gosh, I can't even get into no cussing with nobody because somebody might make me out. But I mean, I don't go around cursing people. So just to put that out there. All right. All right. So speaking in the same vein of politics, over the weekend came across a story, and the caption says, pastors allegedly declined to bless buildings used by NDP. Yes, folks, it's politics time again. Well, it's not politics time again. It's always politics time here in SVG. All right. So two members of the reading this from my witness news. So two members of the opposition New Democratic Party, a candidate and a spokesperson, say that pastors have declined to perform priestly duties on behalf of the party. All right. So Kishore Shallow, the NDP's candidate for North Leeward, raised the issue on the 4th of April as he opened his constituency office in Chateaubriand. Right. The same sentiments seem to have been echoed by Clemroy Burt Francois, an NDP spokesperson, and he raised this issue on Saturday during a campaign event in Peruvian Vale. says that people are intimidated, people are fearful for good reasons and merits because they know this government is a wicked one. Shallow, a first-time candidate said at the opening of his office. All right. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but let me just go down to a piece here. So it's been said that the pastors in this country, they have accepted that we are so divided as a people that they themselves have to go into hiding. How unfortunate are we? How unfortunate are we as a people? All right, so I will leave it there. So if you want to read the full story, it's on Eyewitness News. But I found this to be quite an interesting article that in their view, that because persons are intimidated or because the country is so divided, that the pastors do not want to bless the opening of a building or buildings for the New Democratic Party. So before I have my say, what's your take?
Telling to me, I want to know why the pastor's afraid. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. I've heard that scripture many times.
Just quote the verse one time and do it.
2 Timothy 1 and verse 7. We taking this call?
We can.
Okay.
Hi, caller. Good morning.
Good morning. Good in the house.
Good morning, Mr. Mason.
And how are you both?
We're fine. And you?
Yeah, as you said, it's a bit overcast, but it's all right. I'm okay.
Okay.
You know, now when I come on to speak, you know, I try not to do something to have for or against. I enjoy. It's an old story. It's an old saying. Everyone has a story to tell, and I enjoy telling my story with my experience. You know. Now, I love myself. I love myself a lot. Some people might say, every time he comes on, he talks about himself. Well, I love me. You know. Now, I am well known in St. Vincent. Well known. And the reason for this is funerals. I attended a lot of funerals, starting from Sandy Bay straight down to Situ.
Wow.
I attend funeral. The only place on the North Leeward side I have never been to a funeral is Gordon Yard, Rosebank, and Kittlebell. That's on that side. Now, I remember going to a funeral once in Bayabo. And the week after, 3 women met and said, "Hi, Mr. Lee, how are you?" I asked, "Do you know me?" "Yes, we saw you at the funeral in Bayabo." You see, I love funerals. I really love funerals. When I go to funerals,
I don't think you're alone as a Vincentian. I think it's a social gathering, to be honest.
believe me, I love funerals. You know? You see, so for argument's sake, if I go to a funeral, well, not yet. When I go to a funeral, more often my name is on the program of the funeral. A lot of people know me. And sometimes one of their family members passed away, and I went to give my sympathy, and they would say, "Right, thanks, but do you mind putting your name on the program?" And I accept that, you know. So now, when I got up there on the pulpit, if there's 100 or 200 people in that church, each individual is looking at me, right? So sometimes when I'm in town, you hear people addressing us, "Hey, Mr. Mason," because they saw me in the funeral. They call me the mouth organ man. Have you got the mouth organ? And things like that. You see, and I love playing my mouth organ in church services and funerals. You know, I went to funeral service one Sunday morning, and Becky was there. And when I finished, as the service finished, Becky asked me, "You said, Brother Mason, man, I don't know you do those things." He said to me, "The returnees is going to have a dinner and entertainment out Brownton Fireboat. And he asked me, would you like to come along? I said, of course. The date came up. They told me, said, right, I'll pick you up. And I looked out the evening, he sent someone around to my place and he said to tell me, get ready for 5 o'clock because she will be coming late and a van will come and pick me up. I got there, believe me, there was about 200 people there. It was beautiful, a lovely meal. When the meal was finished and we start fairing up this place and so on, the lady got on the mic and she said, right, tonight's entertainment is going to be Judy Boucher, Mr. Mason, and the Head.
Okay.
And believe me, we had a most wonderful evening. The following Saturday, a couple came by me, they brought me a bottle of wine and a lovely thank you card.
Mm.
Now, I enjoy life. I'm enjoying those sorts of things. So, you know, I would really like to meet you both, you know. I would really like to meet you.
One day.
So one day, Congo Day. You heard that before?
No. I know one day shall be the cry.
One day, Congo Day. That's what the whole saying.
Okay, never heard it. All right.
Yeah. So that's my bit this morning. And so on and so forth. So good day. Yeah, it's a bit break here. It's drizzling. It's not raining, but it's drizzling.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Mr. Mason.
Then. Have a good day.
You too. Thanks.
You.
Bye.
All right. So yes. All right. So it's okay. All right. Hi, Anita. Good morning.
Good morning, dearest and girlfriends. How are you doing?
We're fine, and you?
I am blessed, thank you. A little bit under the weather, but Dianna,
Yes, please.
boy, like somebody ain't hungry this morning. Present, please. Boy, that roti like it did it to a boy.
It did. It did.
And then penny bread again.
And raisin roll. Come on, man.
Wow. And but you know something? I don't know about penny bread these days. I went home in December. Boy, I long to eat a penny bread because I don't really eat bread outside. I make my own bread dough, boy, everything like that. Where flour is concerned. And I decided to buy a bag of penny bread, and here I could have put the 5 of that together and squeeze it and like.
Oh,
that's true.
No, in my days when penny bread and the older folks will tell you could have eat bread and satisfy. But now the penny bread, you buy them and you leave them till tomorrow, you can't eat them, you gotta soak them, you understand? And you need all kind of relish with them. So enough about that. Dianna,
Hello.
did the pastor specified why he didn't want to do the blessing? I'm just asking.
The article didn't state. No. There wasn't an interview with the
Exactly. So where the judgment come in. I mean, I'm talking where it was on either side because now they're making a judgment that the pastor is fearful and because of the government. And I'm talking this because I'm Labour, because if this was NDP, I would say the same thing until if the pastor didn't say why. I don't think judgment should cast on either side, whichever side it is. Am I wrong or right?
I agree. I agree, but there's a bit more that I would say on it, right? But I agree with that part.
No, well, feel free.
I honestly think the reason why pastors didn't do it is because they did not want to be aligned, right? They did not want the perception of being aligned. Because we have this thing here in SVG, because if the pastor goes and blesses the church, not the church, the building, that persons are going to make the assumption that he's NDP. And this is what is my problem here in SVG, right? Because if I do something for the ULP, in the past, I actually had this problem with doing something in the past. In a business context, I don't want to start the whole thing, but I did something in a business context for the 2 elections on a street. And I got permission from the party to do it. I did not get permission from another side, from the other party, to do what it is that I did. And persons automatically thought that I was ULP. And it got me so annoyed, because I'm there saying I have to get permission from both sides to be able to carry out whatever it is, the business activity that I was doing at the time. But because I only got permission from one side, it's business, I'm going to go ahead. You know,
exactly.
so this is the little things in that persons just see you doing something, or you acting in one particular regard, and make an assumption that you are far aside. No, you're not necessarily far aside. You know, in my context, it's business. So,
but exactly that I used to be a business, and I mean, I had my mini mart and my boutique, and nobody used to ask who is coming in there. I used to push my trolley with snacks for the bank and Vinlek and stuff like that. And when I'm selling, I wear no party colors. Other than that, you see me in town, I'm in my red. Everybody know where I stand. But when I'm selling, I wear no colors. You understand? And I hear what you said, but until the pastor said, we can't judge. You know, because he didn't say whether he was fear, but they're saying that he's fearful because and your point that you make, that's a valid one. But to say that he's fair because the government is wicked, and I don't get that one. I'm not buying that one. Your point is taken. It's valid, because some people are afraid that if they will go up, they would align, which it shouldn't be a fair one. But they shouldn't say, unless he said, well, I'm fearful, or if he's working with the government or whatever it is.
Well, before you go, it seemed as though they were. It seemed as though they expressed some sort of fear, because, and again, of course, we could hear from the pastors, but it says here, according to Shallow, he said, and it's not that the pastors don't want to come, but even the pastors are afraid of, you know, and it goes on to say. So I assume hearing that they probably said, well, it's not, well, you know, guys, it's not that we don't want to come and bless your building, but we got a little bit of fear in us, whether for this reason or for that reason. That is how I interpreted that.
But then I think the pastor should have said what the fear is about.
The pastor said that he was fearful, what he was fear about. That's what I'm saying. That's why I asked if he did say that. Yes. All right, ladies, you have a blessed one, and good morning, Mr. Mason and Mr. Weeks and Mr. This and Joshua, to you and your Lord. They're so numerous to mention, and to my family, I know they're listening. All right, guys, have a blessed one.
All right, you as well. Thanks, Anita. All right.
You're very welcome. Anytime.
All right. So we have another caller. So we're just going to take this call. All right. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you guys doing today?
We're good. And you?
Well, it can be better. Have life. Give God thanks for that.
Amen.
I said, I had to call because what I heard this morning. In my common understanding, I don't think any minister of the gospel, whether NDP, ULP, if you're asked to do a ministerial duty, you're supposed to go and do the ministerial duty. It doesn't matter who want to think that you are or you are not. So once you're afraid of doing that, it tells me that you are not really fully, as my sister quoted scripture this morning, he did not give us a spirit of fear. You know. So I think because I am also a minister of the gospel, and so therefore, if anybody comes to do anything, I ain't concerned whether you will be NDP, who I am going.
Okay.
Because it is my ministerial duty. Who wants to let them label me? That's up to them.
Okay.
You know. But at the end of the day, I know where I stand.
Okay. Yeah. I understand that. I understand that. I can very much take that point. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. You know, so you don't make what's happening make you make a determination of what you would and what you would not do. You are a child of God. You have your responsibility as a clergyman to do something. Unless you are sick, one time is supposed to refuse a job at such. But unless you're in the right frame of mind and you're asked and you're available, you're supposed to go and do what it asks of you. Because I live in Kittles, I used to go. I go all up Georgetown, places to call me to do stuff. I show up. I don't care whether it is NDP or ULP. I show up. Yeah. So I think ministers they should get out of this fear something, and I think sometimes to come back to this because of some of them they are so boisterous in the community about the party that they supported. That's why they have a fear of going to do that for that. But it's still you have a job, and it's a job. It's a job.
Okay.
All
right.
So you have a blessed day until all the best.
You as well. Thank you. All right.
Yeah. Good.
And yeah, that is my thing. You had a blessed NDP, bless ULP, bless who undecided. Everybody needs to be blessed, So yeah. Any final thoughts, Dianna?
No. That's it. That's it for me. Yeah.
All right. So we're going to head on out of this segment at this time. Time here.